Hey guys, welcome to WCDY Trading Channel again. I'm very excited about it today. I'm going to share with you about what is the market direction for this upcoming year in 2007 and 2008. And before we're going to start this, and I would like to ask the questions that many people will think that what do you think about the markets going up or coming down? And many people will say, the next year the market will go up, and maybe some people will say the market will come down. And no matter you're saying up or down, which is not no right or no wrong, because in here I don't have a crystal ball to tell you that the markets are going up or down for next year. But what we can do is we have to go back to the fundamental to understand, to really go in depth to know what is the market we're going to move in the upcoming 2017 and 2018. So let's come back and without further ado wasting time, let's share with you about what is the market going to move. Here, number one, let's take a look for this slide. So this slide, as we can look, we can see that actually the PE ratios for the US markets, right, for the past few years is moving for 90% roughly. So from there we can easily to say that the market is actually moving quite high already. Why I say that? It's not because I'm saying, because in US markets, right, from our understanding in 1930s, and many people understand 1930 is a big financial crisis in US market, and the PE ratios, right, is actually nearing can be about 32.56%. Repeat, 32.56%. And right now, right, our majority of the our stock actually is reaching for 80 to 90% of the PE already, and the CAPEs, right, is moving to 81%. What does it going to tell us is that we are actually the ratio is quite high already. It's very critical in US market. And if we really take a look from 2000 to 2002, for within that year, right, the US, the CAPE is actually 44.2%. And if we really take a look right now, what is actually the PE ratios in the overall markets in US is actually 30.49. You hear me right? 30.49 is actually considered quite high, right? Because in 1930, whereby it's a financial crisis, it's 32.56, and right now we are in 30.49, which is we are actually moving into very critical zone already in US. But no matter how, in the Federal Reserve, as we know that they are raising interest rate, and already right now the rate is 1.25%, and Federal Reserve they were going to raise again, no matter how, in the interest rate in order to safeguard their country, So if they continue to raise interest rate, what is the consequences? And later we're going to tell you. And let's take a look. So actually right now we can say that it's keep on going up higher and higher and higher and higher. It keep on moving up, and there is no ending, and people don't know whether should I invest in the US stock market, and whether this US stock market or even the US market is going to crash or not. If it's going to crash, will it affect so-called our Asian markets? Example, whereby it's in Singapore, whereby it's in Malaysia, whereby in Cambodia, in Thailand, will it be affected or not? Yes, the answer is yes, because as we can understand that right now the overall global market sentiment is US and Europe they are holding a very, very deep debt already. They are in a deep hole. So what happens is this will going to burst anyway. And if let's say the Europe or even the US are unable to pay back the debt, and what happens is that it will going to happen what we so call is a global financial crisis. So if today, as we understand that the Fed Reserve is going to raise the rate, then what is going to happen is the US currency will go up. Okay, US currency will go up, and the US currency go up. What is going to happen is that, and we understand the stock market will going to the stock market, and the stock market more likely will go down for a certain period of time, and like that is actually is the chain that it will influence the Singapore market, and subsequently it will also influence Malaysia market, and will causes that the stock market will going down. Okay, so another thing is if the US is increased the interest rate, the currency is going up in the US dollar, the ringgit Malaysia as a counter and the base currency, and we call it US and Malaysia ringgit, right? The Malaysia ringgit will going down, am I right? If we really go into the technicals to take a look for the technical chart, okay, the Malaysia ringgit is coming down, and the US dollar is going up. Okay, so what happens is that our currency, with the purchasing power reducing, and that is good and bad sense. Doesn't mean that our currency is going down is a bad sense, So the consequences, what is going to happen is that of course that our currency becomes smaller, and people are more inclined to actually buy our country product and that our export maybe, like we hope, we have chance to go up. And this is one thing it will contribute to the gross domestic product, we increase our gross domestic product. But another way round is we can take a look at that is one consequences we're going to happen is that our purchasing power is reducing. And what happens is purchasing power reducing will causes a lot of people can't afford to get loan. And this is linked to the property markets, right? As we look at in any countries, especially in Malaysia, we can talk about Malaysia, or even Singapore or US, because I'm always focusing more on these three countries, and we can take a look at the currency itself, right? It will affect the credit limits and will affect the bank whether they want to give up their loan or not. In Malaysia right now, we can see that many people it's very difficult to get the loan, am I right? I think you have feel it, am I right? So very difficult to get the loan, and what happened is that more people will not can't afford to purchase a property, a piece of property. If you really take a look for the volume for the properties transactions, it's actually dropped drastically. It's going down. It's coming down already. So what happened is it's telling us that the market is moving slowly right now. So for those people who want to invest in the property market, I can easily say that right now we can only to go for some sort of the undervalued property, which is going to stand more chance for us to win win the markets, right? Because it's easily for people to get the loan and purchase from us. Okay, then we can make a little bit part of that for those who invest in the property market. And number two, if we insist on to purchase the property and really want to make sure we invest and we can sell it away and can make some profit out of that, please focusing on 300 or 400,000, because this range is more than 25 or 40 old years old people, and this is standing for the highest population rate in Malaysia right now, and they will afford to purchase the property. Okay, so let's take a look again. If the currency is really going up in US market, what is going to affect our overall sentiment? Okay, here we can see that if the US market, the stock market is crashing, and it will cause us that the Singapore market crash, and then it will influence Malaysia market. This cannot change. Throughout so many years, it's like that one, because we moving at a change, so we're connected to each other. So right now, we have to see if really US have this kind of so-called effect. Okay, Malaysia, let's say maybe it will affect and it will drop in our stock market, right? Doesn't mean it's that. Okay, why? Because in Malaysia, that is another way we have to take a look for, which is the foreign investor. Okay, the foreign investor threw up for 25th of September from the what I've observed actually, that this is on 25th of September we're having a 127 million, okay, whereby it's flowing up from the foreign fund. And what happened is that throughout for so many days, from 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, and until the 2nd of October, our fund from foreign actually is flowing out, and it's nearly for until end. I think it's 2nd of October is 70 millions dollars flowing out. Okay, but what happened is on 3rd of October. 3rd of October is we start to see a little bit of light. We can see that the foreign fund is actually coming back again, which is about 82 million dollars. So what happened is that we can easily to say that the markets actually still got foreign fund, where especially I can say it's from China, because now we can see a lot of China fund is pouring into our Malaysian market, and be it in our foreign, be it in the JV, Kota Iskandar projects, or be it into Malacca projects, the Gateway, and Penang, and many ways. Okay, the China's actually is pouring fund into our Malaysia and invest in a lot of infrastructure things. Okay, and building a lot of foundation, and we can say that that's one of the sense that it can contribute to Malaysia. So if we take a look for Malaysia stock, then certain stock also is under PE very low. That's why many people maybe they were more willing to invest in Malaysian market, and this is what I can say. So no matter how, we still have to look at the Malaysian inflation rate to really see what will be the affects our long-term financial markets movement. So from there we can see that the Malaysia right now, our interest rate will be about the inflation rate. Okay, the inflation rate about 3.2% roughly, plus minus. Okay, if we look at the April, right, the past April is actually nearly between January to April, the high is 5.1%, and it starts to decline to 4.4, 3.9, 3.2%. Okay, so what is actually telling us? It's telling us the inflation is dropping. If the inflation is dropping, right, this is a very high chance that our Malaysia will not going to increase the interest rate, and then it will stay firm maybe in 3%, or maybe increase a little bit, or going down, even going down interest rate. I mean, adjust the interest rate to be lower rather than increase the interest rate, because the inflation rate is going down. It's no point for us in this moment to increase the interest rate, am I right? Okay, so from here we can take a look at the interest rate for the history. From 2006, right, the interest rate in Malaysia is nearly 3.5% and the lowest is about 2%. And right now it's 3%. And if you ask me that, Tony, would it be possible that Malaysia will increase the interest rate? I can easily say that not so easy. Why? Because if you really take a look for our what we so call the balance of trade in Malaysia, okay, balance of trade, which is called the export minus the import itself, and it's contributed our gross domestic product, because if we export more, we make more, alright? Okay, from here itself we can take a look from January. Okay, from January to February, right, our Malaysia balance of trade, January is 4.74 billions of dollars, and up to February is 8.73 billions. It's increasing, right? But what happened is that March is 5.4 billion, and continuously we can say each month is actually up and down until June is 9.89 billion, and then July is 8.03 billion. Okay, so it's dropping. Each month is actually fluctuating up and down. So if we want to use that one to judge our Malaysian market, the gross domestic product, will it be continuously grow up, is very difficult. Okay, it's very difficult, it's very hard. So from here, I can easily say we are barely surviving in the Malaysian market. Okay, so when we are barely surviving in the Malaysian stock market, if we want to go up, right, we have to really wait for the foreign fund to pump into the Malaysian market, then we can stimulate the financial market, and after that we can ensure that the overall markets, including for real estate markets and business and retail and manufacturing and those who are doing for industrial export and can do it even doing well, right? So from here I can say, if you ask me in conclusion to say, the real estate markets right now is moving very slow because of the credit is very difficult to get from 2017. I don't know that 2008 will get any changes in the policy. If that is, then I will share with all of you again. And from another way around, we can say if you want to invest in property, we can invest in undervalued property, number one, and number two, which is we can look for those with 300, 400,000 is easy for us to invest, to buy, purchase, and sell. And those who are high-end property doesn't mean cannot. It's just like the customer get for those who are able to get the loan is lower. And number two, which is for the stock market. Okay, the stock market in Malaysian market, I can say because it's the China fund is still flowing in, then we maybe will be maintaining about 1,800 point to 1,825. This is which I can see is going forward to this direction. Okay, so these are my own opinions that I can easily use the technical and fundamental to find out this information. Well, let's take a look for this stock market in Singapore. In Singapore, I can say that it's right now it's still moving quite volatile and it's going uptrend, and it's likelihood we can say that it's very good for us to go for some penny stock and to do some speculation work. And for currency wise, of course, US dollar is having a potential as long as the interest rate is raised and the US dollar will go up. Then that is a potentially we can take a look at. And in Malaysia, currency of course is going. We have the chance to come down. Okay, so this is one of the way that we can look at it in the overall set. And those who are doing the retail and doing industrial, we have to really very cautious because the purchasing power is reducing for all the customer outside. So if that is really continuously happen, then our sales volume will drop now. So we have to take some invention or some way to actually improve our sales in our business. Alright, I hope that this video is actually helpful to you. And if you are watching this video through Facebook, please click the like and share this video out to your friends. And I hope this video will help more of your friends to understand what is the financial market direction is upcoming 2017 and 2018. And today, if let's say you're watching this video to YouTube channel, please click the subscribe, because if you subscribe our channels, right, anytime I post a video, you'll be number one person who notify and can watch this video. So I'm very happy about that to share this thing with you. My name is Tony Lim. To those who first time to actually understand and watch my video, please go to my website. This is my website, www.tonylimsc.com, and you can go to our Facebook as well to click the like and follow us. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Tony Lim here. See you.